Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call. You will be on the Bordas and Bordas Hotline. Bob Pompeani, Ron Cook with you tonight in studio as we talk about another Pirate loss, which dips them to 6 games under 500. We will start there. You can tweet us at KDPomp, at Ron Cook PG. Let's bring in the outstanding columnist of the Post-Gazette and host of the Cook and Pony Show on 93.7 The Fan. So the beat goes on. The Dodgers are now running away with everything.
54 games over 500.
Over the second-place finisher in their division, which happens to be the lead wild card dog.
Crazy.
So they have more answers for everything. They got a good young system. They bring in money. They spend everything, and here they are. And they don't have Clayton Kershaw. They don't have Yu Darvish. Are both on DL right now.
And Alex Wood, who pitched last night, was 14-1. They're saying he has a shoulder, going to miss the start. Hey, Bob, I'd like to get mad at the Pirates tonight. You can't. They're not as good as L.A. is, obviously. Not exactly breaking news there. Last night was disappointing because you give Garrett Cole a 3-0 lead, and they can't win the game when you have him on the mound. Tonight, they just got overran by a better team. Tyone, not quite good enough. They knocked out a rookie starter tonight, but they couldn't hold on to the lead. I mean, if they can win one of the next two and take 1 out of 4, I think Pirate fans ought to be happy.
Yeah, but the fact is, they're running out of time if you have any thoughts, which I don't. I think their season is over. They're not going to qualify. They're too deep, down 4 teams in the Central. The wild card's going to be out of reach. They'd have to go on a ridiculous run. So the questions then become, what do you think the most important thing is moving forward for this season? What should they try to establish? Well,
first of all, for me, you got to decide if Clint Hurdle's coming back. He's not signed an extension yet. Neil Huntington hasn't. What are you going to do with Andrew McCutchen in the offseason? If you keep McCutchen, you're going to take a run at it next year. You're going to spend a little money, add a pitcher. You're going to add a third baseman. They got big decisions, but I think the number one thing is what do you do with McCutchen?
Well, that's going to be the $64,000 question in this offseason. I still maintain what I've said 3 years ago, and I'm sure you do the same, Ron, that he's not going to be here when it's all said and done. He'll be with another team, and we'll see what the Pirates do after that. So the Dodgers win tonight 8-5 as they continue to roll on. Meantime, Le'Veon Bell, it looks like his stay out will end next week, according to multiple reports, but I don't think this is any of a surprise. This is how it was going to end up, the way it just unfolded. The fact he turned down the mega deal, 5 years, and settled for the franchise. He didn't want to get hurt, and if you saw the game last night with the Giants and Odell Beckham Jr., you know that coming in here and playing games can be dangerous in the preseason.
Well, he wouldn't play, even if he came in here. I don't think they'd play him in these games. Maybe a little bit if he'd been in camp in this third game. Bannon and Brown are going to play. I don't think very much. You knew Le'Veon was going to come in. He wasn't going to miss these paychecks once the game started. I didn't know if it would be next week or the week after. He should have plenty of time. If he reports Tuesday, whenever they get back to work Monday, he'll have that week, and then the next week to get ready should be just fine.
Should be just fine, and we'll have the next preseason game coming up on Saturday against the Colts. It looks like Ben Roethlisberger might get a couple. You know, he's going to play, I would think, a little bit, as is most of that starting unit, and they have Todd Haley, we saw up in the press box, or at least the coach's box, Ron, which is unusual, and I wonder how that dynamic will work.
Well, he'll get a chance to talk to Ben from up there this week. We'll see. I think by the time the season starts, Haley will be back on the sideline. I'm more worried about what's up with Pouncey. Is he close to playing?
Or Shazier even.
Yeah, those two guys are two key guys for them. You know, Landry Jones is going to be okay, I've been told. I think Mike Mitchell, all these other injuries are just being cautious with. I don't know about Shazier and also about Marquise Pouncey.
They need both of those guys absolutely going into this season. Now the big breaking news of the night, the NBA, and what a trade it was.
Wow,
Kyrie
I was
Irving.
knocked off my socks.
Well, because Kyrie didn't want to be with LeBron, so now he's not. And he's with Boston, and Boston continues to have a very interesting team, a young core, really talented. Now they had Kyrie Irving, along with Gordon Hayward and Marcus Smart and Tatum, who they took in the draft.
I really liked
Tatum. But they gave up Isaiah Thomas, who's pretty good. Not as good as Kyrie Irving. This is interesting because
so why does Cleveland make a trade with an Eastern Conference rival?
They got 2 other guys in it, plus
and they had to get rid of them. They had to get rid of
the number 1 pick in next year's draft, which once belonged to the New Jersey Nets, which means this year the Cavaliers could have the number 1 overall pick, maybe, if the Nets stink, as many believe they can.
I'm going to not sleep with excitement tonight.
I can't wait for your next trip to Cleveland so you can find out firsthand.
My next trip,
like.
you're going to take me, will be our first.
All right. We want your calls. 412-575-2600 is the number to call. Let us know what you think about all these topics and more right here live on Pittsburgh CW.